A student budget. College is an exciting time to learn and to make friends that will last a lifetime. Many students do not like to worry about money and would rather not think about it. However, it doesn't matter whether a student's parents pay for everything or whether the student works part-time to help pay for his or her education. All students can get into money trouble if they're not careful. The cost of a college education can be high. In English-speaking countries, the average cost per student per year can be well over $15,000 US. Students must also pay for books, paper, pens, etc. These can cost $500 to $1,000 per year. Students must also pay thousands more per year for room and board. Add money for clothes, travel, and other personal expenses, and the average cost of 1 year at university can be $20,000 to $30,000 or more. So, students need to spend their money carefully. At most universities, counselors can give students advice on how to budget their money. This is what they suggest. At the start of a school semester, write down your income. For example, money you will get from your family or from a part-time job. Then, list all of your expenses. Put your expenses into 2 groups, those that change, food, phone, books, travel, and those that will stay the same, tuition, room and board. Add together all of your expenses. Are they more than your income? Will you need to borrow from family or friends? Or will you need to get more money by doing part-time work? Often, students find it is easier to plan out their own budget and save their own money, rather than trying to borrow from others. As you can see, there's more to learn at college than just what's taught in the classroom. My money. In this week's Students Around the World, Min Young Kim interviews an American university student, Lisa Conroy. They talk about living on a student budget.
Thanks for talking with me today, Lisa. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm 21 and I'm a junior at a university in Chicago.
How are you paying for your college education?
My expenses for every semester are almost $15,000. At the start of each semester, I get $2,000 from my college scholarship. My parents pay the rest of the $10,000 tuition, and they give me $2,000 for personal expenses. I have to pay the remaining $3,000 myself.
How do you do that?
I have a part-time job as a waitress. I work 3 nights a week, and I usually earn about $400 a week. In a good week, I can make $600, but in a bad week, it can be less than $300.
How do you spend that money?
It helps to pay for my rent and meals at college. It also pays for things like my cell phone, books, transportation, and clothes.
You don't have much money for fun, do you?
That's true. My mother advised me to stick to my budget carefully so I don't have to borrow. I don't like to owe money. And I don't want to pay the bank any interest. I hardly ever go to the movies. My roommates and I usually rent movies and split the cost. And I don't go to restaurants very often. My roommates and I usually cook our own food, so it's cheaper to eat.
How else do you save money?
I try to walk or ride my bicycle to college. Oh, and I buy a lot of my clothes at secondhand stores. You can find some very cheap, nice clothes in those stores. I also try to borrow books and magazines from the library, rather than buying them on my own. My roommates and I are also very careful to save water and electricity, so we don't have to pay a lot for those things.